Hello again out there, everybody. This is the episode 4 of Dawg Talk. My name is Kevin Moore, along with my co-host Jay Stewart. We are located here on the campus of Asheville High School in the Southeast Sports Academy studio, and we've got an informative episode for you this morning. First of all, before I get with that, I want to name our sponsors because I don't want to. Without the sponsors, we would not be here. Crossmark Home Services, Southeast Sports Academy, J&K Tire, St. Clair Co-op, After Hours Printing, BD Welch Construction, Hollingsworth Graphics, Fouts Tractor Company, and Harris Tree Service. Jay, looks like we got a lot going on for this episode today.
Yeah, there's a full slate. Got basketball coaches here in the studio with us this morning, and looking forward to a good show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and like I said, we've got a lot of action-packed show today, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes after a word from some of our sponsors.
Hey Bulldog fans, are you in need of a tractor or zero-turn mower? Then let me tell you about the folks over at Fouts Tractor in Asheville. Fouts has been in business for over 70 years, and they have been your local Kubota dealer since 1987. Your number one local dealer for parts, sales, service, and easy financing on all new Kubota products. Fouts Tractor Company, 275 6th Avenue, Asheville.
Since 1997, your number one local tire dealer has been Kurt and Lisa Nassif at J&K Tire in Steele, Alabama. Call today to get great deals on Michelin, Mastercraft, and Yokohama tires. Call now at 256-570-0777. Call today.
And we're back to Dawg Talk. And right now at this time, we have a very special guest, a guy I don't know that well, but I've heard a lot of great things about him, and I've gotten to know him pretty somewhat here. Hadn't been around him too much. Assistant basketball coach Thomas Griffith. How are you doing, Coach?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
For those that may not be familiar with what you do, just kind of tell everybody what an assistant coach does.
Assistant coach, work in practice development and just really assist in different drills throughout practice. And game time, just keep organized on the bench and keep stats and just a lot of things, whatever Coach Cole asks.
Yeah. And Coach Cole gets intense on the sidelines, but then I look over and see you, and sometimes you're just frowned up, not saying a word that you want to say something, but you really can't. And I'm thinking that's the guy that makes problems go away.
Well, that's I really do want to say something on the side, but Coach Cole kind of keeps me under wraps when it goes to talking with the referees.
Well, you seem to do a good job. 'Cause like I said, you're quiet and don't say a word much. But if I was a player, I would be coming off if I turned the ball over or missed a shot or fouled, you and Coach Cole, I'd be kind of afraid looking at y'all on the sideline coming on the bench. So,
well, they know we're all business on the floor and off the floor. So
That's good. Well, now, so you've been around basketball for a long, long time. Don't want to make you sound old or anything, but you got a lot of experience. I know this is your first year as far as working with the varsity here at Asheville, but talk a little bit about your background, kind of what's brought you to this point.
Right. I was approached by Coach Cole. I've worked with the Youth Association in Asheville for 5 or 6 years and coached there all those years. And I played ball at Troy State University, and so just got a lot of background in basketball.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about how that transition has been. You've been doing the X's and O's and all of that, and even kind of heading up the league there with the younger guys in the rec league program, and doing a great job, by the way. Just tell us a little bit about how does the transition go, with high school guys versus smaller ones, particularly when it comes to the X's and O's side of the game.
X's and O's, it's a lot different. There's a lot more to learn, a lot more to keep in to study. The age difference, they're just more mature kids, and I've known most of the kids playing. I've been around them for quite a few years. So the transition hasn't been that bad.
Yeah. Well, now you mentioned a minute ago about just the intensity. One of the things, you hear, I hadn't had a chance to actually be in on practice and watch, but I know that you guys have a pretty tight schedule as far as how you do practice. And one of the things, and I mentioned this to Coach Cole, that I've been so happy and pleased with is just the effort that the guys give. You can't just turn that on. What do you do in practice that brings that out of them in the game?
Our typical practice starts with stretching, and we go from drill to drill. Our drills are set 5-10 minute drills. Those drills are on a clock. We have someone keeping the clock for us, and when one drill's over, we sprint to the other end of the floor, and another drill starts immediately. We keep the kids for 2 hours, and we ask for their 110% effort, and if they give us their time, we're going to give them their time.
That's awesome. Well, it's been a great season so far, and I know the hard work is really beginning to pay off. As far as your role in practice, is there a certain position group that you're working with, or do you just kind of have the whole team, or how does that work?
We will split certain drills with the JV and the varsity, and typically me and Brandon Farmer will take the JV and run them through their drills, while the varsity is they have their individual work with Coach Cole.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you being on the show this morning, and looking forward to getting to know you a little bit more down the road. And we're going to be right back with a commercial from some of our sponsors.
Hey folks, if you're involved in any type of farming, whether it be livestock, gardening, or field maintenance, you need to know about my friends at Asheville Co-op. Alan Bice and his associates at Asheville Co-op are waiting to serve you. They stock all the many items you need to keep your farm running at peak performance. Asheville Co-op, your one-stop farm supply store, 36440 US 231 North Asheville. 205-594-7042. 205-594-7042.
Located on the square in Asheville, Hollingsworth Graphics specializes in embroidery, engraving, digital printing, vinyl graphics, trophies, medals, plaques, corporate gifts, and holiday items. Also, come by to visit our showroom and see what some of our unique vendors have to offer. Stop by to visit Jackie and Donna Hollingsworth today, or call 205-594-3226. Hollingsworth Graphics, a proud supporter of Asheville Athletics.
Hey, Dog Talk fans, stop wasting your valuable time trying to make a better mousetrap. Call on the professionals at Crossmark Home Services for all your pest control needs. Crossmark Home Services will save you time and money and get it right. Call 256-399-7169. That's 256-399-7169. Crossmark Home Services, a proud supporter of your Asheville Bulldogs.
Back to Dog Talk here. We're located on the campus of Asheville High School in Southeast Sports Academy studio. And right now it's my pleasure to present to you guys Asheville head basketball coach Tyler Cohen. And before you say anything, I want to give you credit. That game day atmosphere last Friday night against Fairview was unlike anything I've seen here in years. So what gave you that idea to come up with that?
Well, me and Mr. Wilson, we got to talking, and we said, basketball's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be fun for everybody, not just the players. It's supposed to be fun for the crowd, for the fans, for the students. So we said, what is something that everybody likes that we can include in the game? So we just got to think, everybody likes tacos. So we said, let's find a way to get some tacos here. And, thanks to me, Casita, and BD Welch, we were able to make it happen. And so we had taco night. I think it was a hit, and it's going to be an annual thing now.
I think you did it on purpose because I was out of town that night, and I think you had that scheduled so that way I wouldn't be able to hear to eat all the tacos.
We may or may not have discussed that.
Over there, I know. And by the way, I'm a big Alabama fan, but that promotion was Bruce Pearl-esque. if I use that term, because that's something that Bruce Pearl, he's done a great job promoting the program at Auburn, and I don't commend you for doing that, because I, like I said, I hadn't seen him fired up like that in a while. So,
Hey, it all goes to those kids. It wouldn't, without those kids making the noise they made, it wouldn't have mattered what kind of tacos you had.
Well, talk just a little bit about, even from the coaching side, but obviously from the players, how much difference it is, or how important it is to have the stands packed in your favor and cheering for you guys, and what does that do for the team?
Well, it's a couple things. Like I said, one, it reminds us all that basketball's a game. A lot of times we get caught up in that and forget that it's still a child's game. We just never grow out of it. So it makes it a fun environment. It gives you something to do. And then it adds adrenaline and energy to the court, whereas it almost distracts guys from noticing how tired they are. So they can go a little farther and dig a little deeper. And then it adds a sense of pride to the game also, because now you're not only just playing basketball, now you're representing your friends and your peers that are up there on the bleachers also.
That last point that you touched on, I think the older I get and the more I hear coaches and read things about what it takes to be successful, I think that may be one of the most key things is, to realize you're a part of something bigger than yourself. And so that obviously happened. I know there's been several days have passed, but we hadn't had a chance on Dog Talk to talk about that game. So let's just kind of go back for a second and talk about that in two halves if we can, because it was such a close game all the way through. But the first half we came out hot, if I remember correctly, and then they kind of got up a little bit of a lead where we were losing at halftime. Is that right?
That's correct. We were down.
And from what I recall, talk just a little bit about, it seemed like the early part of the third quarter, we hit a groove and played maybe the best stretch of basketball we've played all year.
That second half especially, we came out and we took care of the basketball. And we played probably our most efficient basketball, like you said, we've played up to this point. And the guys took care of the basketball. The guys boxed out. Perkins obviously became alive, played a great game, really stepped up into his role, made some big key shots for us. But then it's guys like A.J. Lapano that people don't see, who had 2 or 3 key box outs and defensive rebounds that in previous games we haven't gotten, which have led to second chance opportunities for the other team.
Yeah, those second chance opportunities, it did seem like particularly in the second half, was something that really we did a good job with. It through the year, I don't know, you don't want to credit it to bad bounces, but there would be several times where we would have a good defensive stop and the ball, end up in the other team's hands and they get a second or even a third shot. And that's just hard to defend, and obviously that was something that we did better at the other night.
It is, and we try to preach one-shot possessions. If we can limit teams to one shot, then we're going to take away their opportunity for second chance points, and we're a pretty good team defensively in the half court, so we like our odds of winning the game if we can limit them to one shot per possession. So now on the flip side, for that to happen, a lot of small details have to go into securing that rebound and, boxing out, finding a matchup to box out, not boxing out the same person with 2 people, leaving someone open. And that's one thing in that Fairview game we really did well, was we had the focus to take care of those minute little tasks.
Well, just speaking from the fan standpoint, and I think, like Kevin said, that was one of the best atmospheres that I've been around in a long time in a basketball game anywhere, particularly here at Asheville. And I'm getting choked up. Excuse me. And it was just a lot of fun. And so, as it got closer to the end, got a little tight there with the free throws, and they're a good 3-point shooting team. But it took a lot of mental toughness, I think, to finish out the game, and obviously it was a big win, and team celebrated. Tell it a little bit about what the atmosphere was like in the locker room after that game.
Man, the guys were just so excited. They were so proud. They were so happy, because we had told them, we preach a lot of times, it means more. It means more. You're playing for more than yourself. You're playing for more than, this team. You're playing for the community. You're playing for your fans. You're playing for your peers. So we just talked about how it means more, and that night we said it means the most. So they were happy to bring that one home.
That's great.
Well, Coach, good luck the rest of the season. And before we go to a commercial break, I want to remind everybody that if you want to keep up with Asheville Athletics, we have a website, www.ashevilleathletics.com, and feel free to follow us on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. and we'll be right back with another commercial.
Hey Bulldog fans, are you in need of a tractor or zero-turn mower? Then let me tell you about the folks over at Fouts Tractor in Asheville. Fouts has been in business for over 70 years, and they have been your local Kubota dealer since 1987. Your number one local dealer for parts, sales, service, and easy financing on all new Kubota products. Fouts Tractor Company, 275 6th Avenue, Asheville.
Since 1997, your number one local tire dealer has been Kurt and Lisa Nassif at J&K Tire in Steele, Alabama. Call today to get great deals on Michelin, Mastercraft, and Yokohama tires. Call now at 256-570-0777. Call today.
Back with the third segment of episode 4 of Dog Talk, and this is the segment where we revealed the Hollingsworth Graphics Player of the Week, and it is, drum roll, Perkins Carton. Talk about Perkins and what an asset he is to the Asheville football basketball team.
So what Perkins is one of those guys that's just an absolute selfless leader and one of the hardest workers we got, and he's actually had a rough year up to this point, but that Fairview game, man, he just played a monumental role in that win, and couldn't be more proud of him and excited to honor him with this.
I'm wondering which side from his mom or dad. I don't remember his dad playing high school basketball. I think his mom played girls basketball, so that's probably where he gets it from. So, but he's a great kid, and I always like watching him play.
He is, and he's worked his tail off to get there.
Well, and we talked. He and I did after the game a little bit, and some of you had a chance to maybe check that interview out. One of the things that impressed me about that was the way he wanted to make sure that he gave credit to his teammates, and he was excited, and he obviously had a good game. But everybody plays a role, and he's been doing things the right way, and it was good to see it come together for him because sometimes when you're a shooter, the ball falls, and sometimes it doesn't. You just got to take the next shot, and obviously he got hot at the right time for us. So it was a great night, worthy Player of the Week.
And we'll be right back here in just a few minutes with our final segment. We'll be doing our college basketball review. Here's another word from some of our sponsors.
Hey Bulldog fans, are you in need of a tractor or zero-turn mower? Then let me tell you about the folks over at Fouts Tractor in Asheville. Fouts has been in business for over 70 years, and they have been your local Kubota dealer since 1987. Your number one local dealer for parts, sales, service, and easy financing on all new Kubota products. Fouts Tractor Company, 275 6th Avenue, Asheville.
Since 1997, your number one local tire dealer has been Kurt and Lisa Nassif at J&K Tire in Steele, Alabama. Call today to get great deals on Michelin, Mastercraft, and Yokohama tires. Call now at 256-570-0777. Call today.
Hey folks, if you're involved in any type of farming, whether it be livestock, gardening, or field maintenance, you need to know about my friends at Asheville Co-op. Alan Bice and his associates at Asheville Co-op are waiting to serve you. They stock all the many items you need to keep your farm running at peak performance. Asheville Co-op, your one-stop farm supply store, 36440 US 231 North Asheville. 205-594-7042. 205-594-7042.
segment of today's edition of Dog Talk, which is presented by Harris Tree Service, and we're just basically our college basketball review for the week. So, guys, let's talk basketball.
Back again.
Yeah. Lots happened since the last time we talked about college basketball. You want to kind of give us maybe the most important highlights that we've seen? I know Duke's fallen.
Yeah, Duke went down the other night. Syracuse. This big-time program right there. I know Duke had a couple players out like Reddish and I can't remember the other one.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to see the game. You know, Duke's one of those teams. To me, it's a shock anytime they lose. As much talent as they have. One thing, and I didn't prep you on this, Brandon. I did it on purpose because I wanted to get your reaction from this. I read a tweet here the other day that suggested that Zion Williamson, is it Williamson or Williams?
Williamson.
Williamson should just shut it down for the rest of this year and just get ready for the NBA draft. I mean, because he's obviously NBA ready. Started a pretty good debate.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, Twitter's great for that. But
Right.
what are your thoughts that maybe you've read that story or heard a little bit about it, or maybe it's the first time?
I don't think so. He's got a lot of passion he brings to the game. So I think they got a great chance of making a good run this year. So there ain't no time for him to shut it down at all. And Coach K is going to have them ready tournament time.
Yeah, well, I mean, Coach K is obviously, you know, probably one of the greatest ever in any kind of sport coaching, especially in college basketball. And he's coached some guys that have been there and done that, so to speak. And I think he'll handle that situation well. The kid's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the SEC teams, and particularly Auburn and Alabama. They're both had big wins this past week. Texas A&M and Missouri, and then they got some big games coming up as well.
Yeah. Auburn had a big win the other night, Wednesday night against Texas A&M. Alabama had a big win against Missouri Wednesday night. Today, Auburn's got Kentucky, so that's going to be a big-time game. They got it. That's, home.
You know, when Big Blue comes into town, that always creates a stir.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I've noticed there's two different sites that I've seen that have been actually like giving tickets away, and people are fired up. We were going to try to go down to the game, and just too hard to find tickets. So they travel well.
They do. It's going to be an expensive ticket if you do find one. So it's going to be big time.
Well, what do you see happening in that game?
We can play with them. I mean, no doubt. I think Kentucky, they had a big time first game of the year against Duke and had a loss against them, big time loss too. And but Coach Cal has always got them playing gradually down the season good ball, and he's going to have them tournament ready also. So they're going to come in there. They're going to, like they always do. They're going to come in there and they're going to try to blow you out.
Yeah,
and
Kentucky's always talented and well coached, and I had a chance to. Well, no, it wasn't them that I saw once before in person, but whenever we play them, it's just always a tough game. Now, Alabama, Kevin, I'm going to defer to you on Alabama's games.
Before we go to that, I just want to – Bruce Pearl has always been a thorn in Coach Cal's side, and this is one of my hairball predictions. I see Auburn win this game by 15 points.
Yeah, I think –
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think Auburn's getting better inside, getting the ball down low to Wiley. Kiki had a big game the other night. Mm-hmm. So get the players like them that's going to open things up for Auburn. So
well, and Alabama bounced back great. They had a tough loss at home there to Texas A&M in a last-second shot, and came back and really played well. Believe it or not, Kevin, I watched a lot of that game last night. I watched more of the Alabama game last night than I did the Auburn game.
They
played well.
You must not have preached too long Wednesday night because that game was at 8 o'clock. So
I was home. I was home by then.
But this team is confusing to me sometimes because the way they jump out on anybody, and then they can't seem to hold a lead in the second half. And I don't see them beating Tennessee. But if that were to happen, it wouldn't surprise me from a standpoint of how consistently inconsistent they play. I'm just trying to figure out a way for them to win maybe 10 or 11 SEC games. Because I think they're 2-2 right now. So there's still a lot of basketball left. So if they can. They came out to practice. Saw Coach Avery's interview Monday, and said they come out with a fire in their eyes. So hopefully that kind of maybe.
I think Alabama's still trying to figure their way, their chemistry and everything too on their team. They're still trying to figure things out. Auburn, when they make a run, they make a run. Mm-hmm. And Alabama makes a run, they kind of get back in it a little bit, and then they make another run. So they're still figuring things out, and he'll have them going at the
Well,
end
you
of the season.
mentioned Tennessee, and they're the class of the SEC right now. I
Yeah.
mean, I think Texas may be kicking themselves for losing that coach.
That Schofield
Yeah.
kid from Tennessee, man, I love watching him play. He's all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good, and SEC strong this year.
They are.
I honestly think SEC basketball has been underrated in a lot of ways because of how much publicity the other sports get. Not only football, but baseball too, and softball. All those sports are really strong in the SEC. But basketball, and especially you look at the tournament time, you go back through the years and they've done well. But this year they're getting the notoriety.
Oh, most definitely.
I think with you got Avery Johnson and you got guys like Bruce Pearl, kind of raising the level of notoriety. But it's getting close to tournament time, so that's getting exciting.
Yeah, what teams you got? Who you looking at?
Well, I honestly think if Auburn, and I mean I'm a homer, I'll admit that, but if Auburn shoots the ball like they can from three, they get on a 5-game run and play as well as anybody. Tennessee, but Duke's going to be the prohibitive favorite.
What about some bracket busters? Y'all looking at teams that are kind of going to bust up the bracket a little bit? And,
Hadn't yet. Now, I had Villanova, Michigan in the final game last year, and I think Michigan ended up winning it. Is that? Well, they lost. I think.
They lost.
But I had them in the final. So I just hadn't really. I'll start probably about the 1st of February. I'll start looking at some bracket busters.
San Francisco
Yes.
Dons. I don't know if y'all watched them play
I
at
saw
all.
them the other night.
They played Gonzaga the other night, and they got a point guard who's just a leader on the floor for them. And I think they're going to be a really good team come tournament time. And they're going to upset some people.
Okay, so you heard it here first, right? So when you're filling out your brackets,
there you go.
And
Brandon
There you
Farmer said put the San Francisco Dons
That's
on there.
it.
And the player and the kid from Marquette, I think it was Marquette, he had 53 points the other night.
Yeah. So people like San Francisco, Old Dominion.
Yeah.
They got a really good ball club. The Buffalo Bulls.
Buffalo's good this year.
They're really
Buffalo,
good.
yeah.
So they're another tournament team to watch out for come that time. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, usually about this time of year they'll have some of those West Coast games that come on like 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll end up and I'm like half asleep the next day because I stayed up and watched some of those games.
I'll give you another team to watch out for is TCU.
There you go. There's another one.
TCU's team to sleeper time. Team.
Well, I've got some bad news, guys.
What's that?
We're approaching the end of another episode of Dog Talk.
Oh, man.
Turnaround is over with.
Yeah, I know it. So, Dog Talk would like to thank the following folks: Laura Nance, Brett Lawrence, Mitch Miller, and Russ Stewart, as well as our great sponsors: Crossmark Home Services, Southeast Sports Academy, J&K Tire, St. Clair Co-op, After Hours Printing, BD Welch Construction, Hollingsworth Graphics, Fouts Tractor Company, and last but not least, Harris Tree Service. This is the end of the episode for Dog Talk. I'm Kevin Moore with Jay Stewart. I want to thank our guests this evening with Brandon Farmer, Coach Cole, and Coach Thomas Griffith, and we'll see you on the next episode of Dog Talk.
Go